Okay, this is a quick video of my own. As most of you know, I am a football fan, a soccer fan. I love my football. And I am an Arsenal fan. I'm not a fan of Manchester United. But I've been watching and listening to people talk about Manchester United and how poor they are and all the problems and things that need to be done to make them a great club again and all this good stuff. But there are three things that I've, from listening to the Alice Talks Football, the Mark Goldbridges, the Mr. Flying Pig, and the Casual Fan, all those other people who watch, who are Manchester United fans, the three things that Manchester United fans still seem to believe. Number one, they still seem to believe that anybody who gets linked to a move to Manchester United wants to come. Now, obviously with Frankie de Jong, that's kind of thrown a spammer in the monkey works, but that's okay. Okay, we just need to sell these players and bring in these new players. I have a question for you. First question: who is going to buy what you're selling? Okay, how much are you? And the second question: how much are you going to get from them? And thirdly, who's going to want to come? I mean, if I played in MLS and Manchester United wants me, I'm not coming. If I play in the J League and Manchester United wants me, I'm not coming. Who wants to go to that crap show that is Manchester United? And let's say you did sell these players. Who's going to buy Harry Maguire? Who's going to buy Luke Shaw? Who's going to buy Fred and McTominay? And how much are you going to get for them? Where are you going to sell them? Who's going to take that off your hands? And again, who's going to come? You can get Mbappe? I mean, you can't even get rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo reports that he was offered to Milan and Inter, and both of them turned it down because of his high wages. So, Manchester United fans still believe that if you're linked to Manchester United and you're a top player, you're going to want to come. Okay? And that's completely BS. Okay? That is just not going to happen. The second thing that Manchester United fans still believe is that losing to Brighton and Brentford is that they're losing to championship caliber sides. Well, what the hell are you? Okay? As of 2 games, and granted it's only 2 games, and my club, Arsenal, was in the same position last year. Okay? Bottom of the league. Your leading goal scorer is a Brighton defender for an own goal. Okay? And you've given up 6. And you're complaining that you're losing to championship caliber sides. I don't know what games you were watching, but the championship side that I was watching was Manchester United. So, no matter how you frame it, no matter how you put it, yes, Manchester United has a history. We all know it. Sir Matt Busby all the way back in the 60s, Sir Alex Ferguson, all the Premier League titles, European Cup, I think in 68, and then Champions League in 99 and 2008, I believe it was. Yeah, your trophy cabinet is full. But right now, in the here and now, August 14th, 2022, you guys are a championship side. You are the worst side in the Premier League. And coming up next is a game at home against Liverpool, who beat you on aggregate 9-0 last year. In fact, they scored more goals against you guys in the first leg than they did in the second leg at home. They put in 5 goals. They were up 5-0 before 51 minutes. And I think you were pretty lucky that Jurgen Klopp was the manager, because I think he called off the dogs. Paul Pogba got red carded in that game, and you were playing a man down for the last 30 minutes. They could have made that score 9 or 10-0, and they didn't. And that's your next game at home against Liverpool. Now, I do remember, what was it, a couple of years ago when the Manchester support, or whatever the hell they call themselves, went crawl crazy in the stadium, and they had to cancel the game or forfeit the game or postpone the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that again. Okay, right now, if you're a Manchester United fan, you probably are the most feeling absolutely the lowest. That's the way I felt last year. Okay, we lost to Brentford 2-0, then lost to Chelsea at home 2-0, and then got walloped by Liverpool 4-0 at Anfield. Okay, at least we lost to Chelsea and Liverpool, as well as Brentford. Okay, but right now, your best bet, your best hope, is that Liverpool has an off game. Look, Liverpool didn't play very well. It wasn't the best game against Fulham in the first game of the season. They play Crystal Palace as of today, or right now, tomorrow, and at home at Anfield. They should win that game. And I realize you played them in preseason, but that was preseason. That 4-0 thrashing you gave them out far in the Far East. That's no indication of what's going to happen a week from Monday. But whenever I hear a Manchester United say we're losing to a championship side like Brentford, or losing to Brighton in the past 2 games, Brighton has scored 6 goals and scored the only goal that you guys scored against them by an own goal. Okay, so you should look at that before you start bantering about these quote unquote championship sides. Right now, there are no easy games on Manchester United's schedule. No club that they play, whether it's be Fulham, Bournemouth, or Nottingham Forest, who just came up from the championship and just got promoted. Those are not easy games for you. Okay, and you are going to stay at the bottom of the league for at least for another week. Okay, so just keep that in mind before you start picking on the other teams. And keep in mind, look, I freely admit that last year at the start of the season, okay, if you wanted to call us a championship side and we were in danger of being relegated, fair enough. But we didn't. But when you look at Manchester United right now, okay, right now you can't be calling other teams championship sides. Okay, that top 6 that's there, you guys are in the bottom. I don't think you're going to be relegated, but I don't think you're going to be in the top 4 either. I certainly don't think you're going to be in the top 6, okay, based on what the performance I've seen right now, unless something drastically changes. The third thing that Manchester United fans still believe, is that if you get rid of the Glazers and bring in a new owner, that everything is going to be rosy again, that everything is going to be peachy keen. See the first 2 things that I said, okay, especially the top one. Who wants to come to Manchester United? You think that if you get somebody in there who buys the club for the Glazers, say the Glazers sell it tomorrow, and you bring in a new investor and somebody who wants to spend money and do all this wonderful thing, okay, Manchester United is years away now, okay? They are literally years away. You still have the same problem, okay? I need to get rid of these players, and I need to bring in new ones, okay? And once I bring in these new players, we need to get them to gel. And we need to get them to gel so they can start playing the way we want to. Gary Neville was talking about Old Trafford, okay, needing to be repaired. They're talking about setting up look at the youth system that is being done by Manchester City, your crosstown rivals. Right now, Manchester United fans would kill to have what Manchester City has. But the Glazers have spent money. I've never heard a club complain about players when their owners have spent over $1 billion to get them. I'm not saying the Glazers are blameless, don't get me wrong, and I'm not defending them either, okay? I think the Glazers are a problem. I don't think they are the problem. The players still have to perform. These are professional players, and they still have to go out there and work their tails off, and that is just not what they are doing. There is no effort, there's no heart, there's no desire. Nobody wants to play for Manchester United right now. And simply changing the players out is not going to change that. What has to happen for Manchester United is basically a whole restart. And don't expect any of these teams to have sympathy for you. Those years you were winning under Sir Alex Ferguson, okay, all those trophies that you won, all those times you came into their stadium, you are basically not going to get any sympathy from anybody. They are not going to show you any love for what you've done to them in the past, okay? So forget about that. Okay, but I think you knew that already. But those are the three things that Manchester United fans still believe. They still believe players want to come to their club. They still believe that they're losing to championship caliber sides and that they are not one of those. And the third thing they believe is that if you get rid of the Glazers, that everything's going to be roses and peaches and cream. Once you get rid of the Glazers, you still have the same problems exist. Who would want to come to this club? How much are you going to get from players that you sell? And the Glazers have spent money. From an Arsenal supporter, I was in your shoes last year. We managed to turn it around. I'm not saying we're top four. I'm not saying we're championship. I'm not saying anything of the sort. The only thing I'm saying from an Arsenal standpoint is things look a hell of a lot brighter than they do for Manchester United. And keep in mind, I think the last big victory Manchester United had over a top six team, correct me if I'm wrong, was last year against Arsenal at home against 3-2. I think Ronaldo scored a penalty kick. But since then, Manchester United has been. I think they with Chelsea. They don't think they lost to Chelsea. They got a 1-1 draw with Chelsea. But since then, Manchester United have been what they were always destined to be under this setup, the laughing stock. I do have sympathy for Erik ten Hag. I have a lot of sympathy for Erik ten Hag. I don't think he knew exactly what he was walking into. I think he thought he was walking into a situation that he could rebuild. He was going to get the funds. He was going to be able to bring in the players. His reputation is taking a hit right now because he was probably told. I read something. He was told he was going to bring in 5 players. Don't look at last year. I can turn this around. Bring in these players. Bring in whoever you want to bring in. And so far, that has just not happened. Now, I wish Manchester United all the luck in the world. I know a lot of people who are Manchester United fans. I'm not one of them. I hope long may things continue. But going forward, my last point is this. This is going to take years to fix. And the Glazers need to do what the Liverpool owners did, what Kroenke did at Arsenal. You need to find the right football person who can make the recruits, bring them in, make the right deals, and turn this thing around and give Erik ten Hag time. He's a hell of a manager. We saw what he was able to do at Ajax. He should be able to do that at Manchester United, but that structure needs to change. But as of right now, I hope it doesn't, because I'm enjoying every bit of this. As an Arsenal fan, I am not a Manchester United fan. I don't hate them, but I'm not a Manchester United fan, and I'm enjoying every bit. And I am looking forward to playing them on September the 4th. Now, we may get beat. There's stranger things have happened. You know, football's a funny game. But would you bet on Manchester United beating anybody in the top 6 right now? Would you bet on Manchester United beating Liverpool? I wouldn't. Thanks for watching.